Yeah, you can. I clicked the wrong button. You can start the restream on your end whenever you're ready. And then yeah,
Did you sign up for the Gato Cup?
I did. All right, folks, and welcome back to the Jurassic Rhythm Round 2. We have a match here between Chocosura and BeautyInDiscovery. This is our second race of 2 this evening. I am joined in the booth by Sigil, who just competed their race against Lord Batsy this evening. Sigil, coming off of that race, which I will not spoil one way or the other, just in case these get split into a YouTube VOD or something.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Possum?
I can't complain, and it wouldn't help. But no, realistically, I'm excited because this is 2 races I get to commentate from a lot of really good runners, which means this is an exercise in learning from the front row, and there is no better place to learn than from the front row, and with amazing co-commentary from yourself and Ceres teaching me as I go. So this is a blessing and an opportunity, and I can't thank you and Ceres and everyone else enough.
You're welcome. What character do you hope they're starting off with today?
I want to see the slowest team possible, so I want Marl and Robo and see how our runners handle it.
You read my mind.
Okay. Good man, Sigil, good man.
Runners of their caliber need some hardship.
Absolutely. I know that I have been around BeautyInDiscovery and some various randos for a number of years now, and I've known Chocosura for about 6 years, going all the way back to like 2019, 2020 time frame, and always been an admirer of their play style, a hyper-aggressive, very skill-based play style. It's always fun to watch. We do have 2/3 of Team Girl Power starting us off here. This is a nice duo. They are definitely magic reliant, but this is a nice duo.
And it's still a slow team.
It is still a slow team, but it is a team that goes burr.
Yes.
One might say.
We have Beauty buying some shelters, mid-tanics, and ethers.
Yeah, honestly, really nice shop right off the bat. Y'all had a really nice shop in your race as well, which had a number of those items. A quick transition over to the present for both the runners. Going to check what we are selling today. The hero medal. That is just going to be an extra check, and then some sody pop as well on Chocosura's side.
Which I believe Beauty bought the hero medal.
Yeah, I mean it's an extra key item check, if nothing else. So I don't hate it at all. Get all of that out of the way that you can, and like in your case, last seed. Not to get too spoilery, but the thing to buy was important, and oh boy, we have a hero medal in one place and a Grand Leon in another place, and we don't have a frog.
So, I'm sort of hoping frogs in back of Cathedral, and they have a good character in front.
This is what I was going to ask: is like, how hard do you hunt for a frog now? Because Grand Leon Hero Medal, while it's not the best thing in the world, I mean, that can carry you through a whole lot of a seed.
Yeah. And plus, if Frog learns heal early, it's the small Luca just to go burr.
Yeah. And it looks like on Chocosura side, we don't even care about the magic tab. In the Elder's house, we are just going for the speed tabs. Very focused on the most important of the tabs.
And we have Ceres hoping for a super early Forge Masamune with the buried frog.
That would not be nice.
And we have Chrono in the burrow.
Yeah, Chrono in the burrow and a Thomas pop. The Thomas pop, a bit of a longer check, but you get a number of power taps, and that could be really nice if the right party shows up, or if you just decide that Frog is going to be your DPS for the physical standpoint. While the girls do magic, then you can just feed Frog full of power tabs too.
Who do you hope is in front of Cathedral?
I would love to see Isla be there, because I don't think we ever go back at Cathedral if we have Team Girl power. We have dueling roly-poly fights on our screen. This is not the best team for physical damage early on, but we are doing enough to get past these Roly Riders. Only 30 HP on them. And we are rewarded with Hypno Wave and with Provoke. Those are two skills that exist in this video game.
And Luca and Maul learn Ice 2 and Fire 2 on Beauty side.
Yeah, so we pick up Ice 2, Fire 2, and Antipode. So making use of the Roly-Poly into Roly-Poly fight on Beauty side to learn extra techs a little bit faster. So nice to see, that early infusion of power for our runners. Antipode 2 this early is really quite something to behold. And that also means that we quickly dispatch the Nagas here. Not going to have to worry much. And our next character going to be shown to us. Moment of truth.
Oh, it's Frog.
I mean...
Yay, it's Frog.
Like, I'm kind of tempted to just roll with this team.
Yeah.
You have Antipode 2 already. You have a Grand Leon Hero Medal. Like... I know you don't want to be relying on Frog necessarily for your physical damage at a seed, but like...
Frog could be more of a support.
Maybe you make a swap out later, but like... This seems really, really strong starting out for a Jurassic Rhythm seed. And the neat part is Frog doesn't even need to worry about magic right now because we have Ice and Fire 2 already. He can just be there for things that need to get, punched in the face, basically.
Yeah, phone. I want to see some Frog Flare.
We have chat pointing out that Choco usually skips the bromide. That being said, with Marl and Luca, if those are two characters that are going to be on the team, depending how this all plays out, those speed tabs are going to be of the utmost importance. So the speed tab alone from the bromide might be why we're doing this. We saw Chocosura already go to the Elder's place and pick up just the speed tab, not even care about the magic tab. So we may just see Chocosura leave here. Nope, looks like we are getting the back of Cathedral. So Chocosura not happy with this team, despite the relatively early power. Maybe looking for something to make a play much further down the line. Maybe an eventual replacement on the physical side for Frog. Not Chrono, but maybe an Isla or something like that. Or maybe even an early Magus to really push the early part of the seed.
And we have the bridge check be the Prism Shard.
Yeah, which you kind of have to take.
Yeah.
Because, you have Marl. It's a key item check. It's doable. You certainly have Anthropode 2 to help get through it. You have Frog who can, tear stuff up. It's absolutely a thing that can be accomplished already. Or maybe after a little bit of grinding, but it's certainly a doable check.
But Beauty's just going with hitting Ozzy three times to get rid of the ads and move on to the next fight.
Yeah, this is scary in a sense, not because the ads are difficult here, but the boss at the end, I know that we have Grand Leon Hero Medal and I know that we have Anthropode 2, so we probably have the power to get through it. But the bridge is scary. If the wrong boss is at the end of this thing, oh boy.
Yeah, and there was a Zodiac K +2 drop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, we have Anthropode in back to Cathedral.
I dare say that this little robot friend is not going to last very long in the face of Anthropode 2 or Frog here. And just like that, we are done with the fight. While Beauty and Discovery shows us Yakra.
The present Yakra.
Yeah. The Prism Shard boss.
Yes.
Effectively. One spot too early. Confused Frog just hit Yakra. Very nice. All right, and
it's a Robo.
Yeah, that means that Desert is an early decider for our runners here. Desert, we are going to certainly get our runners going into to get some levels, but this means that Chocosura is going to finish it, and we are unlikely to see Beauty get this Robo for a long time, if ever. Beauty and Discovery, meanwhile, gets the Prism Shard, is going to return and ask for it to be safely held. We will see if Chocosura does the same and follows this, or if they opt to hold out, maybe focus on some other things like desert first. Looks like Prism Shard is going to be handled. We get the Bromide turn in, the tabs, and Chocosura, I imagine, probably going to be using some AoE here, as it is a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm going to say, to answer chat's question of where the Gate Key and Pendant are, I'm going to say Gate Key is on Denadoro, Pendant is in Desert, and we get some huge divergence.
I'm hoping the Gate Keys, like I said, Denadoro, but a mandatory pendant on Mount Woe.
Mm.
And we have new blessings for both runners this seed.
Is there any rhyme or reason why that shows up first doesn't?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
And we have Beauty coming into the desert for some levels and Price for some of the nice loot.
Yeah, having Ice 2 just allowing us to get this very cleanly handled. The only slightly scary part is that we are potentially going to have to worry about things hitting us. So we might want to see a heal pop up here, but I believe that was a silver stud drop.
It was
That
a
is
silver stud.
incredible. I'd be very, very happy to see those silver studs, mainly because, well, first of all, they are very good for reducing the MP needs, but also because later on, they sell for a ton.
Yeah. Now Beauty side Frog's learning more than the two.
Who needs magic unlocked? Just learn it all in your first 3 techs.
Yes.
So we have Antipode 2 and Glacier already on the table. So, yeah, we're looking real good on our techs early on. Plus, that Frog is just, rocking the Hero Metal.
Yeah.
Grand Leon. Like, this is a beautiful team power-wise.
This is any Frog Lover's dream.
That's me. And the Bromide turn in from Chocosura there as well. Again, I suspect the reason is just the speed that we're looking for. A Power Seal, a Brave Sword. That'd be cool if the Grand Leon wasn't already found. Well, those are all things that existed.
Yeah. And we have Choco asking the king to hold on to the Prism Shard. The Rainbow Shell.
Interesting. All right, we're getting a Hecarim Cave play from Beauty after already doing Desert. certainly going to be able to get through it. We have all the magic in the world and then some for a team this early. I mean, the only thing we're really missing is Flare, but who cares? We have everything else.
Yeah. And we have Choco checking the Prism Shard.
Makes sense to
weapon
check
for the mages that never was.
Yeah.
it.
Sorry,
Welcome back,
Ceres.
Ceres.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Possum, I guess you win. Before the races, you were talking about how much you like frog, and I was talking about how much I like mages. And this seed was built for people who like frogs.
Indeed. Ribbit, ribbit.
We might get an answer in a second. Nope, we're not, as that's a jerky. We don't have a single piece of Go mode other than technically Frog is a part of Go mode for Mage's Castle.
And interesting on Beauty's side, we opted to run from that 4-pack. I think we're just running from everything, not really caring about the magic points here, just trying to blitz this check. So that's an interesting approach from Beauty, because I know that a lot of folks like to unlock magic and come back to this to really power up what they're doing. So I wonder if Beauty has a different grind in mind later on. Skipping the batch, just running from all of these encounters. It's going to make for a very fast Hecarim cave, but leaves a lot of magic points on the table later on.
Yeah, thankfully we have some pretty important techs already on our characters, and I mean our options are starting to run pretty low. At this point, correct me if I'm wrong, it's desert, but only Choco knows that. The Giant's Claw for the Thomas Pop, and Denadero.
You're correct.
Yeah. And Denadero can be surprisingly spicy, and the Thomas Pop is even further in the progression as far as scaling goes, so I can see just wanting to knock this out. We could see some pretty big divergence here depending on what Choco gets from this desert. Because I'd be surprised if Beauty goes to the back of Cathedral. You know, usually you do it early and then
you hope you don't have to go back to it.
Yeah. What I'm hoping for is one of our runners goes to the future, the other goes to the past, but then all three Go modes require past and future access.
It's not out of the realm of possibility right now because of how few Go mode items we have seen that they could be split like that, just based on the mathematics of it all.
Alright, so...
Chrono Trigger, I mean, that's part of Omen Go mode, but we still need a clone and a pendant for that. So this is making the potential desert play for Chocosura even more important, where I believe on Beauty's side, they're going to have to go to Denadoro next, or a Giant's Claw, but I would expect Denadoro, just based on difficulty of check.
I sort of like it's all voices that make frogs shine right now. It's like you have a nice Anthropode too. You can't use it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see our runners want to do, you know, with these teams, Denadero may look a bit more appealing just for that speed tab and that rock. Certainly, we'll get a bunch of power tabs once we do... Oh, is Beauty just doing this blind?
Yeah, Beauty is.
So you'll save a bit of time because you don't have to dodge enemies in the basement, but maybe this just feels too bold to me because of enemies off.
Yeah,
I mean,
Beauty has Denadero, Giant's Claw still left before having to go back to Cathedral.
yeah, I do wonder if maybe there is some thought here. Sigil, much like your approach against Lord Batsy, if Beauty is maybe approaching things against Chocosura saying, I need to cut out any bit of time I can, and so no back of Cathedral, no peeking what this is, just hope it hits. I wonder if there is some of that going into this. We do get a Mega Mutant. This will be something that can be handled as Chocosura deals with that Lavos spawn. It is now dispatched. So this won't be too difficult on Beauty's side. But we are just going to have to roll with what we get here.
I'm a little sad that we've, at this point with the Thomas Pop and the Prism Shard, we've basically seen all of the fetch quests already, so we don't have to worry about anything like Denadero into Pop or something like that. Although I'm sure our runners don't mind.
So, depending what this is for Chocosura, let's say this is not Gate Key or Pendant, where do y'all go? Do you prefer Denadoro here before Giant's Claw, just based on the relative difficulty?
I probably would go Denadero because it has a speed tab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. Luckily, Deno and Giant's Claw are both 600 AD.
Yeah. As Fawn pointed out, though, Giant's Claw has better rewards.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Beauty is in trouble, is my early speculation on this, because Desert gives a Gate Key. That is certainly a development that has been had. Now, I will say, if the future Gates All Go modes and Pendant is at Denadoro or at Giant's Claw, Beauty is certainly still alive here, but early stonks go in favor of Chocosura and their fans in this race with that Gate Key coming from Desert. That is enormous. Magic can get unlocked, and that also opens up a couple of extra checks.
Yeah. Hopefully Luca has earlier flare. That way we get some nice Antipode 3 action, some frog flares.
You mean you don't want Flare to be dead last?
Nope, I want to see some frog flares this seed.
Everyone loves Frog Flare. I love
No.
Frog Flare too.
One thing that makes the Beauty not finding that Gate Key not quite so rough is we have a pretty strong set of abilities with the 3 that we do have without unlocking magic.
Mhm.
I could see potentially finishing out this seed, without ever unlocking magic. It may not be what you want, but it's definitely doable. So while Choco is definitely going to get a boost in power from this, as long as Gate Key isn't the answer to every go mode, Beauty still has a lot of strength to work with.
Yeah.
And I mean, Gate Key, we still need the Dreamstone and the Ruby Knife for go mode. So to get the Tyranno Lair go mode, we would need Reptite Lair and Woe to have both of those.
It would be most interesting to see Denadoro and Giant's Claw both give half of the sword. Now,
Yeah.
you don't want Magus Castle go mode, but a Sphere 0 or, barely into Sphere 1 go mode, effectively just staying in the present and the past, that's not the worst thing. It would be fairly quick. You have text that you can just get through most or all of that with. It would be also something where you would unlock Chrono from the Burrow if you were to go that way, and maybe think about putting Chrono in. So there's still some potential to be had here for sure.
So at this point, we know that the Dactyl Nest character has to be Ayla or Mages. Because because Chrono is at birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And Choco did go to the back of Cathedral for a robo that he didn't end up keeping, so I'm not surprised that that we're trying once again to replace someone on this team. One nice thing about this team, if we do end up with Mage's Castle, is it looks at first like they only have two elements between fire and ice, because ice and water are the same element. But Antipode and I believe their triple tech are shadow element as well.
Yeah.
So you do have three.
And see what we opt to do. We are skipping on Beauty's side, so is successfully able to get through this. A white rock has been found. What is going to be our bonus feature on the white rock?
Well, hopefully we get an Ayla so we can have some Poyozo dance fun. Choco nailing all the skips in here. Oh, do I get to talk about how nice Mages is all seed, or is Choco gonna ditch this too?
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because the techs that we have already, they're really good. And like, from my perspective, Magus is better when the rest of your characters are worse. Now that said, Dark Mist and Dark Matter showing up this early. I believe Dark Matter was Tech 4 there. That's a pretty big deal. That's a lot of power on the table right away.
And it'd be good speed AoE clearing, since Magus has pretty good speed.
Yeah, and with Mount Woe on the table, pre-Mages, this wasn't the best team for clearing out. Not even gonna check what the bonus was on that.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good team for most things, but not so great at clearing the encounters in Woe, because the encounters are really fast. Mages with Dark Mist and maybe, one speed tab or a bandana or something is going to be enough to outspeed the enemies in Woe.
Yeah. Elsie in for a rough time.
Also worth noting here, we have a Giga Mutant. So BeautyInDiscovery is trying to find their own little bingo here of marking off every mutant in the game. They are now Mega and Giga. They are only missing, Terra Mutant?
Yeah, Terra.
So 2/3 of the way to their mutant go mode. I know that's not a thing, but we're making up one now.
Yes. It'd be cool if it was a thing.
Luca being down, not ideal for this Giga Mutant.
Yeah. Giga Mutant, I feel like is probably the most annoying of the three.
And it looks like the mid tonics roll down to 210, 180.
And shoutouts to the Water 2 animation being so smooth. And shoutouts to these completely different places having very similar tile sets.
Yeah.
So the annoying thing with Giga Mutant and Terra Mutant is magic is the only thing that works on them. So imagine our joy fighting it with this team full of mages.
That's fine. Ooh, well, it's free. I mean, it's not actually free. Flare could hurt here quite a bit, but I suspect Chocosura will be fine here. We are above 250 HP wise, so I think we're likely okay to survive a flare. We might die to a follow-up, but this fight is going to take a hot second. We do first try winning the 1 in 4. Better lucky and good. So that
And we
is
have-
3 of our 10 hits down.
And we have Beauty getting a clone from Denadera.
So this could be really huge. I mean, if we find if the pendant isn't blocked by gate key, then Beauty is in a really good space, and the gate key could be a bit of a misdirection for Choco. But if pendant is behind the gate key, then Beauty is going to eventually have to do the back of Cathedral for Michael.
Which they will know after this check. Since there is nary another thing to do, at least right now, that Beauty would have left. So I believe Thomas Pop is it for them in Giant's Claw.
Thomas Pop is it for them.
The ultimate hype will be if Choco gets go mode from the combination of here and Mount Woe, and Beauty gets pendant at the Giant's Claw.
There's already been quite a bit of divergence, so why not a little more?
Yeah. Or Choco will find the pendant right here, and all of our predictions are wrong. There's N bent sword.
Half of the go mode you don't want.
I mean, the worst go mode right away is better than the best go mode 2 hours in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with Fox in chat. Doesn't like when pendant and gate key are both available early. Those are always my least favorite seeds as a runner, because I just feel like there's so much open to me, which means there's also so much open to my opponent. So you just spend the whole seed wondering,
Wait,
am I finding the worst possible route, and is my opponent, finding the god route?
I feel the same way.
A couple of lapises picked up in the shop here for Chocosura as well. Maybe eyeing an eventual frog removal, but maybe also just picking up a couple just because they're nice to have.
I did mention that Magus is very good for doing Mount Woe because you can clear the encounters easily. You can also just run from the encounters. It can still be a little bit iffy with the speed, but if you don't necessarily feel like you need the grind from it, it's not the end of the world to just run from them.
I saw a nice little bit of tech here from Chocosura, waiting for the beasts to come together to be in AoE range for Antipode 2. So love to see that bit of patience there.
And Beauty one-shotting that rebel.
Yeah. Frog's the real MVP right now for.
I mean, Frog actually landing an attack on a rubble, that's the most astonishing thing I've seen all night.
It was a crit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, this seed is the best case scenario for a frog.
Yeah.
It's, people will complain about Frog, but what if you gave Frog a gun?
Then he'd be a worse Luca. Oh, unlucky.
Speaking of, my new game, Frog with a Gun, coming out 2027.
Somehow, some way, I feel like that's already a game out there.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of those old Flash games you would have played on Congregate 15, 20 years ago.
But I
or
feel
Armored
like
games
it's
or
more of
whatever.
Ceres' next hit.
Beauty's next hit here is going to be a Dragon Tank. There's only going to be 3 hits in this fight, though. 1 hit is going to be all the damage dealt to this Dragon Tank. The second hit is going to be the ambulance hitting 90 on the way to the hospital. You know what? I'm going to finish that joke later. Beauty's not going to have much trouble with this new Dragon Tank. It's just going to go away.
This Dragon Tank is going to give us a lot of answers, because if it's not the pendant, we know that Woe is the pendant. Because those are the only 2 checks on the table right now. We don't even have any fetch quests left. There is the Moonstone, but you need the pendant to do the Moonstone anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Dragon Tank is down for Beauty. Gets an elixir and a couple of other items that aren't really relevant. I guess a flea vest could be at one point relevant, but this is more about that elixir. Nice bit of healing there. And what do we get?
It's the pendant. So that's go mode for Beauty. I say it's go mode, but we do have a big chunk of stuff in the way. We have to go through the prison sequence to get to the future. Then you have to do Death's Peak, and then you get the Omen.
Yes. Do we think Beauty's gonna check the future character?
Well, how do we feel about this party going into Omen, specifically for dealing with Seal?
I would look for Isla personally.
Yes.
Look to replace Frog with Isla. As much as I love that this frog is like the Giga Frog of all frogs, I think Team Girl Power would do really well in this seed.
That or we play small with Ayla.
Ooh, we got a Wonder Shot.
And chat brings up a good point. We know that Isla is in Protodome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does Choco, unfortunately.
Yes. But Beauty doesn't.
Yeah. Honestly, Ayla would be fantastic. You could do Ayla, Luca, Marl,
Yeah.
and then you would have
Blaze Kick and Cube Toss.
yeah. I think the key thing is with Ayla, most of your reasons for unlocking magic go away. The main issue with this team right now is that Fire 2 may not be enough to clear some of the random encounters on the way, but once you get Tailspin on Ayla, that fire whirl is going to be more than enough to deal with anything. And I just want to see Team Girl Power.
Yeah, I want to see it also.
I guess there is an alternative as well. Is Isla could come in place of Marl. Frog has Cure 2, so you'd still have some healing.
Yeah.
It would still give you Fire Whirl access. Would limit the variety of techs that you would have available, but also could be a potential. Factory for magic as well, as Chad is pointing out, could also be on the table. A lot of different ways that Beauty can take this if they opt to go for Isla.
Does Frog have Leap Slash?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Yeah, Gate Key was Desert, and Robo was back at Cathedral.
What do you think is on Mount Woe now?
Ruby Knife would be the best thing.
I think the other piece of the sword, so we immediately have 2 people in go mode. I guess the worst thing would be if we found... I mean, Moonstone would be annoying. Robo Ring would be kind of a middle finger to Choco after getting Robo so early and keeping him out of the party.
Oof, also just saw Lapis's rolled 108 HP AoE.
Ooh.
That is brutal.
All right, yeah. So my vote here is for the other piece of the sword for Choco.
Yeah.
And here we have a boss that should definitely not be floating.
I know. It sort of creeps me out.
Well, I mean, kind of looks like a balloon, right? And balloons float. It's like
That's
Macy's Day Parade or something, just up on a mountain.
The legs are moving. They're flapping very quickly. You can't tell.
Yes.
Oh, new lore just dropped. Masamune is a hummingbird. That's so cool.
Putting out a pretty decent damage on Choco's team, but I think Choco has enough firepower to get through this.
Yeah, Antipode 3 is pretty good firepower.
And a little bit of ice power.
Yeah. And we have the golem boss with the escape.
No, we're not allowed to talk about that one. Ceres wouldn't let us talk about it last time, so we can't talk about it this time. We only get to talk about Masamune.
I'm not the arbiter of fun. Talk about whatever you want.
Let's talk about how awesome the two people in the booth are with me, and also how awesome Pyrexia is behind the scenes with the restream of our second race of this doubleheader.
Yes. You know what? Wish I could see in the double boss spot. That's two different bosses.
I want to see 8R series.
That's why. Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that we could ruin our runners' lives by expanding what could happen in that spot.
One Dalton and one Flea. No, thank you.
One Dalton and one Dalton Plus.
Also not great.
Dalton, Dalton Plus, and Dalton Minus. And let's see what Choco's reward is. Is it another Go mode? Or are we going back to 600 AD?
Dreamy.
So that's part 2 of 3 for Tyranno Go mode. So we know that Choco has to do the Giant's Claw to get that pendant. All of our Go modes are locked behind that pendant. Hopefully we get that pendant, and then one of the easier checks gets us the Ruby Knife. And then having that fast Go mode in the Tyranno Go mode will make up some for Beauty getting the Omen Go mode so quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're doing Heckran. That's right, Choco hasn't done this yet. So if Choco does Heckran and then Deno, and just follows Beauty, that's going to be the Omen Go mode as well.
Yeah, and this is another one where, I thought here we got that early gate key. Gate key's so nice because magic can get unlocked so early. And we're looking at it now when that gate key, that robo, all of that just turned out to be a gigantic red herring in the seed. Kind of wild.
Yeah, I have to agree with Phone and Chat that with getting Ayla, I wouldn't think about unlocking magic.
Yeah. One thing to note is Antipode 3 doesn't even really work well on the final boss because it hits the full enemies. So you'd just be using Antipode 2 there anyway. So having that Ayla will unlock all of the things that you really need. in terms of, you know, you have cube toss and blaze kick. And there we go. We have cube toss and blaze kick, and we're about to learn tailspin. So that that's just about as good as an Ayla as you could ask for. Honestly, kicking the Marl makes sense. You have enough power just dropping, you know, triple kicks, frog flares. Oh no, we're not going to get frog squash on Beauty's side. But you can dump all of your speed tabs into Luca because Frog and Ayla are going to have so much speed. It'd be nice if we had Leap Slash for drop kick as well, but you know, there's nothing wrong with just having one very strong dual tech and Frog being an alchemist and using items.
Yeah, Frog's Cure 2 is going to come in handy here, as well as just using those items, as you said, being that alchemist, but an alchemist that packs a punch.
And we do have chat pointing out that Beauty has not pet the cat. There is still time because you can't enter Omen in the future. So hopefully we'll go to 1000 AD, pet the cat, maybe open up a few sealed chests if we feel like having fun, and then hop into to Omen.
My first Jet Seed series, I learned the hard way they couldn't enter Omen in the future.
I mean, you know, experimenting is part of learning. Alright, is this gonna be the Deno or the Giant's Claw? Looking like Deno. So this is gonna be Omen Go mode, it looks like, for Choco as well, because this is where we find that clone. And then the pendant is going to be the last thing available. What would be fantastic for Choco is if, as soon as he got to the future, he immediately did Sun Palace and got a Ruby Knife. At this point, it has to be... The future has to have Ruby Knife, Robo Ribbon, and the other piece of the sword. There's also a Moonstone somewhere, which will lead to one of those.
It is worth noting, though, all of these fights that Beauty takes here, these cracker fights, these take a lot of time. Those enemies are fairly quick. They don't give that much in the way of a reward. So those couple of fights that Beauty took, those are not small amounts of time. We do get to skip on this one, though, so you know that was real good on Beauty's side.
Choco undoubtedly has a pretty nuclear party between all of the levels that he's gotten from doing WoW, doing all this extra stuff, and from having unlocked magic. Beauty's team is no slouch, but we'll see how much time Choco is able to save just by, you know, not having to do any extra encounters for levels, and by having so much firepower. Beauty very politely taking this room.
That's the one fight I'd like to take on the mountain here, because you can get 5 or 6 of them together, and it's actually a pretty decent infusion of XP. But I also can certainly understand wanting to skip it. And today I learned there was a save point down there. That's good to know. See, this is why commentary is great.
Alright, we've hit Mutant Go mode. This is Mutant number 3.
Fantastic.
So does that mean Beauty has double Go mode?
With waffle
Yes.
fries.
But Beauty has to finish one of the other go modes for the mutant go mode to trigger, so it just ends up being redundant. We've seen some pretty annoying bosses at this point between Ret Knight, Son of Sun, all of the mutants, but there are still some pretty gnarly bosses that we can find in Omen, and there's going to be 3 of them. So we'll see how much of a headache we end up running into in there.
Yeah, things like regular slash for this team, it's going to be fine, but regular slash would be annoying, Flea would be annoying, Dalton would be annoying.
Maggots.
Yeah. I think we can handle it. Finding Isla is such a boon for Beauty here instead of running with Marl. It just makes the end game doable in a much easier fashion than it would have been otherwise.
Now, I think my dream for this seed would be that Choco gets the ruby knife somehow and just does Tyrannosaur go mode, and then we have Dalton on Beauty's side and double Dalton on Choco's side. Because the double fight can be a duplicate fight. Choco gets through that surprisingly long-winded mutant fight for how strong that team is, but it just goes to show how frustrating they can be.
Mutant's gonna mutant.
So we'd rather see them now than on the actual Omen.
Yeah. Don't want to see them with all that Omen HP.
You really don't want to see him on Beauty's side with the relative lack of magic. That would be the very unfun part. I guess we would have Fire Whirl at that point, but
I am realizing too, we had the opposite situation with the tabs this seed, because the previous seed the tabs max rolled, and this one they minimum rolled.
yeah.
I have to imagine Choco has tried so hard to get this Ayla, because he said no to Robo, and he said no to Magus, which means that all this time he's just been hunting down Ayla. So, going into the future, he is finally going to get his wish. Right, Beauty will be done with the potty break cutscene shortly, and then hopefully we'll see a cat pet into Omen. Wow, Toma's ghost acting like he really knows this party of people, but as far as I can tell, he's never met.
Beauty is peeking the Sun Palace.
I wonder if we're just confirming who's here. Either because then you'll know that they're not going to be an Omen, or if you're just hoping it's a layup and you can get an infusion of XP and tech points.
I'm thinking some EXP and tech points.
Yeah, but I believe that was just regular slash, which is not worth the trouble.
You're very happy to see it though, because it means it's not in Black Omen. That's one of the bosses I'm not a fan of having to fight personally. Again, probably fine with this team, but there are a lot better bosses.
Yeah.
Now, we can't predict what Choco is going to do, but if either of you are in Choco's shoes, once you get that pendant, are you locking into that Omen Go mode? Or are you going to try to find... Oh, it looks like Beauty is going to unlock magic. Yeah, would you stick with that Go mode, or would you try to see if you could find a faster Go mode?
I think you probably consider Sun Palace only at that point.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't give you exactly the ruby knife, you're out.
Apparently that blue rock beauty skipped it and it gave sunshades
That's right.
effect.
Hmm.
And blue rock can go on that Luca.
Yeah, but doing the factory gives Choco a chance to make up some time.
Yeah, to answer a question from chat, how's the healing situation? So the Lapises rolled 108. They're objectively terrible. So the healing situation without Heal on Frog is single target items plus Cure 2 from Frog.
Yeah.
So that may be the real driving factor.
Lord Batsy, Beauty doesn't have the gate key.
So, like, is this doable without unlocking magic? Yes. Is this fun without unlocking magic? Probably not.
I will say there's so much loot in and so much power in Omen that I might just be tempted to go for it and hope that I'll find megas or something. There's also a new shop in there. But I don't exactly blame anyone for wanting to be a little cautious, considering what the Lapises and the Tonics have rolled.
We just got a drop of a dash ring there on Beauty's side as well from those little acids and oozes. +3 speed is pretty nice.
And we have Choco now going to the prison.
Yeah, so Choco is the prison and Death's Peak effectively behind in the Sun Keep, or the Keeper's Dome, I think it is. So those are what Chocosura is behind, but is getting time back because they don't have to do factory, and will have more levels from having done Woe. So by the end of this, it's probably going to be about Death's Peak difference, maybe a little bit less than that, which for a runner of Choco's caliber with extra levels, they won't have Isla unless they want to go pick her up in Protodome. So this is not done yet. I think Beauty is decidedly in the lead, but it is not done yet.
Yeah, there is some good power that can be found in the factory. The items here from the chest are pretty good. We did get a couple of dash rings, which are nice to see. And then, of course, you're going to get a ton of power once you actually go to Omen. We'll have a kind of a better understanding once Beauty actually gets into Omen. But I mean, it's not, the time difference isn't wide enough that I feel like it'd be smooth sailing for Beauty, because we have 3 tough bosses to deal with in Zeal, and Zeal herself.
And sometimes Zeal could just be Zeal.
Yeah. Dash Ring on Luca will be pretty huge in Omen, because it means she will probably be able to outspeed most of the enemies in there.
More importantly, she'll be able to outspeed Isla. So you won't have to worry about the weird menuing where you have to be constantly, left, right, up, down, feel like you're entering Konami codes and things. You'll just be able to mash.
And that's sometimes why you'll see runners delaying using some of their speed tabs. Is you just want to manage who's getting the first tech off for most of the time, and then you kind of max it all out at the end when that timing doesn't matter quite as much.
And
So,
both runners did not say fits today.
however, Chocosura did at least pet a cat.
Yes.
That Beauty has not done. And we're
There's
running
still
out of
time.
time for Beauty to pet a cat.
Looks like those guards were dropping those very lucrative 108 HP lapises. Beauty's skipping the chests in here as a very inappropriate Giga Gaia has landed. I don't know the exact caliber of the factory items, but I'll usually still loot them.
Tell you what, they might only be 108 HP on those lapises, but I think that just saved Isla from dying here. Yeah, she would have gone down by 15 health, so they might not be great, but, you know, they are what they are.
Yeah, this boss is a good reason why it's nice to stay topped off. If memory serves, there's not a ton of bosses that will full party nuke you right at the start of the fight, but Giga Gaia will.
And at least Beauty knows it's not an Omen.
By the time you get to fighting this, though, if you've done a lot of other stuff in Omen, I don't think this would be too bad.
Yeah, Omen has so many tech points in it that even though Beauty is unlocking magic so late, they're most likely going to get everything they need. I think Frog Squash is the next tech that Frog is going to get, and I don't think Flare was super late.
Yeah, Heal also was, I want to say, Tech 6.
Okay, I was worried that Beauty... I mean, some of us have done Factory so little that I wasn't sure if Beauty even knew where to go from here, but I think that was just trying to figure out if there was a way to stay in that time period without having to warp out and warp back.
And also chat pointing out Prism Helm +2 from Giga Gaia is not bad at all. You see Beauty here going and doing the magic unlock while Chocosura does get into the future and gets rewarded with a lapis of their own.
This is the strongest Specchio I've ever seen in Jets.
I don't know how I feel about that sprite, like, moving back and forth in place.
He looks a little too antsy.
Yeah.
Alright, Choco's finally gonna get that Ayla that he's been so desperate for all season.
Yeah.
I would
And
say
Beauty-
that... Go ahead.
And Beauty's learning the magic.
Yeah, so it should just be off to Omen at this point. I would say that Choco is a big fan of Ayla, but honestly, I think every Jets runner is a big fan of Ayla. And this was me actually only a week ago. Trying to remember which of these went to the right dome. I mean, the factory play is just not that common.
Yeah. Because you normally get gate key before this point.
Yeah. And yep, this is also how this went for me the last time I had to do this. At least he didn't accidentally fight Specchio, which is more than I can say for me. I think it's the very middle one.
I think that was just a misclick on Beauty's part there.
Yeah. I think the middle one throws me off because the other one in that row is it's something else that you get, so I always think that the second one in that row is basically I feel Beauty's pain, but we've officially made it through end of time go mode.
Yeah, so at this point, The difference between our runners is Chocosura has more power, but is behind a Death's Peak. So from now until the end of the seed, will Chocosura be able to make up a Death's Peak worth of time on Beauty and Discovery? The sunshades are going to help with that off of that rock for sure, but this one is not over yet.
Yeah, there are lots of skips in Omen, and Choco is a very well-seasoned runner. And you can see why being slow hurts so much in this game. Because as you get further and further in, you start to give enemies opportunities to take turns, and they take their time.
And or hit like a truck.
Yeah. Emphasis on and.
Yeah.
So Omen is going to have 3 bosses in it. They all have about 10,000 HP. Surprisingly, the highest HP one is the first one that you encounter. Most of the fights you can run away from until you fight the first boss. And then they're all mandatory unless they have a skip. Now, many of these fights are very lucrative. So this can be a great source of experience. This is not the worst place to have an early go mode, because you're going to get so much strength here, and odds are Beauty is going to learn all of the techs despite getting that magic unlocked so late, just because the tech points are so prolific.
And Choco just took a fight just to learn the double and triple techs with Ayla.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
And we do get these goons on the side of Beauty and Discovery, picks up Frog Squash, Flame Kick, gets a couple of nice techs of their own there.
Yeah. Getting a bit low on HP, but we got a shelter and a save point right there. But this is one reason I think you mentioned earlier why it's nice to have Luca outspeeding Ayla, because otherwise you have to wait for Luca to get her turn and then menu over to Luca. Yeah. And that can be just enough time to give the enemy an action. I will say some of the runners in this game play on a pretty high battle speed. If you're learning this game, you're not going to lose that much time by playing on a lower battle speed, just purely because you're going to save so many extra turns from the enemies.
Yes. What battle speed do you guys like to play on?
I finished Gato Cup doing battle speed 4. At this point, I usually do 2 and then switch to 4 for the Lavos fights, just to maintain a little bit more control. And at that point, you're usually fast enough that you're not bleeding a lot of time.
I like playing on 3.
Yeah, I play on 3 as well for everything.
Yeah.
For now. It'll go down at some point, but I didn't want to learn on a higher speed, like a 4 or a 5. Because I didn't feel like it would be conducive to have to relearn battle timings. I feel like 3 is fast enough where I can learn it once and then be slightly better if I move to 2.
And if anyone out there wants to be a tryhard and do battle speed 1, I believe it's impossible to play fast enough for it to be an advantage. Because certain stuff just mechanically will bleed through no matter what you do. And in traditional Super Nintendo RPG fashion, the lower number is the faster number.
Yeah.
And I agree with phone and chat. My tummy, because it's looking pretty close. Obviously, Beauty got into Omen a little bit ago, but Choco is, covered in guns at this point.
Choco's also going to have flair for some of these fights that Beauty's having to take 2 or 3 rounds on. So that's going to continue to claw back time. We had a 108.15 enter for Beauty here. We're probably going to have like a 114 and change enter for Chocosura. And that's going to get closer as Flair makes up some of that time, or some other techs or whatever it might be, because we also have to keep in mind Chocosura's had magic unlocked for a long time and has a lot more in their repertoire right now.
Yeah. We do at least have Firewhirl. Firewhirl also takes some of the pressure off of the Ayla being a little bit faster than Luca, because you just have to wait for... You don't have to menu over to Luca. You just have to wait for her to be ready to go. Shoutouts to Luca Ayla. Probably my favorite duo in the game. Yeah, Choco is not going to be fighting anything that he doesn't have to fight in here, I don't think.
Yeah, Choco is level 24 and 25. I think 25 on 2 characters, 24 on 1, entering Black Omen. So, and entering at what, 1:14:15, so 6 minutes apart?
Yes.
It looks like Marl is our fastest character on Chocosura's side here. So we do have a big difference in parties, obviously. We have Frog, Marl, Luca on Chocosura's side. We have Isla, Luca, Frog on Beauty's side. It looks like we just got to swap in, though. So Team Girl Power back on the table.
Naderade in chat says Choco's always been a fan of Marl.
Haste is very strong in this game.
Yes.
Marl for me is either amazing or very irritating. Because she either has like early Ice 2 and early Haste, or those two are way in the back, and you're just stuck waiting forever for her to do something. Okay, there's some sunshades, so that makes up a little bit for not getting that rot. But Choco's gonna get those sunshades too.
I'm surprised we didn't have a dash ring on Luca this whole time for Beauty. I feel like that would have made things quite a bit easier here. And here comes the wholesale. Everything must go. If it's not bolted down, it's getting vendored.
I always wonder what those news do with the money. Oh, hey,
Specs.
Hey, Specs. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Oh me, oh my. Hey, Specs. Give me all of them.
Yeah.
Pure Metal coming off. That makes sense if most of your power is going to be coming from the Ayla Luca duo.
Maybe buy an elixir or 2 for the road.
Something that I learned... Did I learn this from Batsy? From watching Batsy, but you can do your equipments in the shop. All of your equipping in the shop. So what I usually do is I go into the shop, make sure to equip everything that I need, and then you can just freely sell without worrying that you're selling something that you need. Although be careful when you get to the accessories, because I have sold amulets before.
At least you got good money for them.
Less than you'd think. Not enough to buy a new amulet.
That's true. and sad. And Beauty, a man after my own heart here, too fast and catches up to the Ruminator. And, well, you have to fight him now. So maybe they drop like a speed tab or something and we get a little reward here.
Yeah, a little consolation prize.
Nope.
Or nothing.
Nothing.
Or nothing.
They saved you a tiny bit of time by not dropping an extra item.
Getting pretty good luck with those eyes there. Sometimes you feel like you just want to run into them so you don't have to wait for them to close their eyes.
That's what I do at this point. I gave up on trying to work with their gimmick. I'm like, I don't care. I'm running into you. I'll take the small time loss because it's zero frustration, and keeping your mental good when you're racing is important.
Right. And is it really a time loss if they take forever to close?
No.
I believe the big eyes are, I don't know why, but I believe the big eyes are more annoying for doing that strat. For doing the actually like waiting around for them strat.
Oh, a random Mega Elixir pickup for Beauty there out of a box. That is honestly huge.
Yeah. I mean, I know that we kept that frog and he's going to have the AoE heal, but there are a lot of occasions. Obviously, there's a lot of times when a Mega Elixir is nice to use, but you've got a full party drop to 1 HP in the final fight. So having something that you can just quickly throw out some full party healing is always nice to see.
Yeah, the halation counter, if you will, in the Mega Elixir. Definitely a big deal. And hey, 8 MP ethers in this one. I think we called that out earlier, but that beats 7.
Uh-huh.
I mean, 2 8s is enough for a 15 MP tech. 2 7s is not.
It's true.
And there's, I didn't see that Doombo the first time, but if everything goes poorly and everybody but Marl dies, you can try for the Hail Mary Doombo strats. Beauty's going to be getting to the first boss here. So once we see how long it takes each of these runners to get to the first boss, we'll be able to tell how much time, if any, Choco has managed to gain.
And Beauty opting not to take the extra alien fight there.
All right. I don't know if we've gotten any predictions in yet. Did Choco even look at the shop?
Yes.
Very briefly.
Very
Okay.
briefly. I think at this point, Choco made up about 2 minutes.
Frog Flare does not take out the R series here.
So that was about 121 and some change that Beauty got into this fight.
We can just say 122 is when the fadeaway happens for the R series, I think is an easier way to track it.
Perfect.
Just because even numbers are easy.
Yeah.
I wonder how much damage that Frog Flare does compared to the Fire Whirl. Because I believe that Beauty has the hero medal off of Frog. Although I doubt much of that damage was coming from the Frog Squash portion.
Yeah, I think Frog was at full health or near full, so it's not much coming off of it.
Yeah, the key thing is Frog Flare is 1.5 times flare damage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if Frog himself isn't adding anything, it's still making the flare stronger. Oh, 1.25, okay.
And one elevator fight. Ha, ha, ha.
It looks like Choco, we were expecting to mostly skip all of the fights in here. If you are going to do any fights in Omen, the goons give the most experience. So I can see picking these up and just avoiding the rest.
Yeah, 2,000 XP for the 2-pack is really nice, and then throw in the Flyclops on top of it.
Now, at this point, after the first boss, you can't run from any of the encounters. There's one that you can skip, but you can't run from any of them.
And Megalixir also gotten for Choco. Does not skip this encounter. Don't know if that was by choice or not. But the Tubster Double Flyclops is not a terrible encounter for XP as well. Just not as good as the goons, but we are running away on Choco's side. We tried to run away on Beauty's side, but to your point, we do not want any, or we can't run from any of these. So the double Tubster fight we have to take, and this one's fine for XP as well. This is pretty comparable to the goons. I think even gives 10 more tech points if I remember. Not that that's super relevant at this point.
It always impresses me how much time there is in Omen before the first boss, and then how little time there is between the first, second, and third boss.
Mhm. Same here.
I just like how there's save points nicely orchestrated, because that makes me feel like it was good game design to not punish me in case I died to something.
Now, I wonder if we're going to see another relatively painless boss like that R series, or if we're actually going to get something with some meat on its bones. And one disadvantage of running the haste specs instead of the dash ring is I don't believe you get the haste effect on your first turn.
Well, speaking of free bosses, this is not one that we're going to have to worry about.
I mean, it has meat on its bones, but that's about all it's got.
Yeah.
Where it has 18,000 HP in this spot. So Restreamer's gimmick is it counts down but doesn't do anything until it's done counting down. And then unlike Golem Boss, will actually bonk you. So we just need to get through it as fast as possible. But to make it something of a threat, it does have twice as much HP on whatever spot it appears in.
Yeah.
So the fade out is at 126.20. So Chocosura made up 1 minute and 40 seconds between the start of Black Omen and the end of the first boss. So that was mainly, I would say, the shopping and a couple of fight skips. So we shall see, because there is still about 4 minutes and 20 seconds worth of time to make up.
Now, one of the issues with Ayla, despite all of her strengths, those blaze kicks are expensive at 20 MP each.
Yeah. And I believe Ayla has the lowest amount of MP.
Would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Now, what we should really be doing, and by really I mean probably not, is doing a triple kick, or I don't know if we've unlocked drop kick yet, and then have Luca do Wonder Shot.
I mean, Wonder is cool when it works.
And not cool when it doesn't.
I shall say no more. Oh, there's a black rock that had 25% damage, so I think that was like black rock with sunshades on it.
Yeah.
Lots of really cool specs and shades and all sorts of great accessories.
And Beauty just going full send, not going back for the save or the heal.
Oh, we have Mother Brain.
That's a little spooky.
Yeah.
Has Luca learned Hypno Wave?
I think it was her first tech.
Okay. Then this is a little bit less scary. Because that'll incapacitate all of the panels. So we no longer have to worry about them healing. You can kill off 2 of the panels and leave the last one alive, but you still have to worry about if you're going to get chaosed and then accidentally kill something you're not supposed to kill.
Yeah, not healing in between these fights though, Hypno Wave or not. This is opening the door a little bit for Chocosura to make up some time in this fight. A shelter does, a lot more work for this team than a single elixir does. And we do have heal on Frog, so I'm a little surprised we didn't, or we're using consumables there and not just using the Frog to heal and toss the MP restoratives with somebody else.
We must have I think we just got it in the previous fight.
To answer from chat, there are shelters, yes. Beauty went back and bought a 10 stack before heading, I forget exactly where, but definitely had access to the shelters to just use on the save point.
So it looks like the blaze kicks on Beauty's side are actually doing a little bit more damage than the ones on Choco's side. We do have some level advantage from the Restreamer fight, but we'll see how this looks once once everything's kind of evened out.
Yeah, I think part of that is the magic tabs, actually, that Chocosura was not picking up magic tabs and was also putting some of them into Marl, whereas Beauty, I think, has just been force-feeding Luca and picked up a couple of extra magic tabs that Chocosura did not. And I think that is leaning part into that damage discrepancy.
I have seen Choco do, and I don't remember if he did it this run, but I have seen him not bother to pick up the power tabs in Giant's Claw, and they did roll low this seed, so it's possible that he didn't bother with them.
Yeah, very early on, he skipped the magic tab in the Elder's house even.
Yeah. Generally, once you're hitting 3K, you're in a pretty good spot. You'd have to be getting up to 4K for the math to be super significantly in your favor.
Yeah.
And we have Beauty starting her Zeo fight, their Zeo fight.
As Choco finishes the Restreamer fight.
Yeah, the time was 1:30 on the nose, basically, for the end of the Mother Brain fight on Beauty's side.
Now this would be a fun time for some frog flares. You can get a menu glitch between this fight and the next fight, but you can't get it between the second fight and the third fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we'll just be sticking to good old blaze kick damage.
And we did get the menu on Beauty's side before the Mammon Machine.
And if I remember right, there's something you can do with the Leon and Nano Machine. I don't remember exactly what it does, but it's theoretically helpful.
I keep saying Masamune absorbs energy, so
I think it
maybe
might just
makes it
reset
weaker?
bonuses. Because it gets bonuses when you do the magical or physical to it. But you know who I bet would know is Lord Batsy, who was the mentor for Beauty and Discovery.
Oh my goodness gracious. Mammon Machine.
We just weren't fully topped off between the fights.
I mean, that rolled like 570 on one of the characters. That was massive.
Yeah, this is not good for our tummies, folks. Beauty's still in the lead, but I mean, I think anyone in this position, you're against a fantastic runner like Choco. You're feeling the pressure, and not saying that the pressure was what did that, but you know, anytime anything goes wrong, it takes a lot to be able to keep playing through that.
I think this is the final blaze kick on Choco's side.
There's the breakdown.
So that was a 5-minute difference there. So Beauty actually was about 40 seconds faster through that Mother Brain fight. Unfortunately, you know, the wipe has since happened, but is back through Zeal and does get the menu again.
Yeah, I think we may have just used one tonic on everybody, and they just weren't quite topped off enough. I think they would have survived at full HP.
One of them took 574, which only Isla would live that, and just barely.
Yeah.
We'll definitely survive with that hero medal on drop.
We have final preparations happening on Chocosura's side. Is going to be heading into their Zeal fight. So a Zeal fight and about 2/3 of a Mammon Machine behind. A very, very close here. Okay, we do live this time, which is much better than the alternative.
Yeah.
The problem is we need to make sure we are somewhat healed up going into Zeal.
Which Beauty just kissed Heal a Frog.
Yeah.
So the factory did take some time, but having that heal here is quite nice. We did only get the one Mega Elixir, and we're definitely going to be wanting to use that on the next phase. And I think it's a good call putting the haste on Ayla instead of the Sunshades. They're still doing about 3k with those blaze kicks, which is, I mean, it's about the same as the 3300 they were doing without it, with the prism spec, or whatever kind of spec it was.
So almost simultaneously into Zeal we go for Beauty, as into Mammon Machine we go for Chocosura. So, but a Mammon Machine separates our two runners.
Well, we have two slightly different parties. They're both fueled by Blaze Kick. We've just got the haste on Choco's side and the party heal on Beauty's side.
And very importantly, we do not get a double target off the bat there from Zeal, so we do not take a death on Beauty's side for any character. That is enormous.
It's gonna be, I think, 4 Blaze Kicks is gonna put her into phase 2.
Yeah, Frog is going to play MVP here, keeping everyone alive, and then using that Mega Elixir after that 4th Blaze Kick.
Yeah. Luca will eat the MP drain after the halation, but we've got Frog around too.
Derek GNC, welcome on in, and thanks for the raid.
Hey, thanks for the raid. You couldn't have picked a better time.
Yeah.
Now, Beauty can potentially wait for, because the halation's going to go off. You could wait for the MP Buster to go off, but I'm always so paranoid that one of the hands is going to get
like
an
that.
extra turn.
Like that?
You know, even with setting things up as safely as possible, you know, sometimes they just get that extra turn in.
We do have 4 elixirs, so we're honestly fine. This is the home stretch. Beauty, well...
Frog's not doing anything but healing, so...
Yeah, it's fine. So we should need 3 Blaze Kicks here to close it out, while Chocosura is in the Zeal fight, but is 4 Blaze Kicks behind.
Yeah, there's still some spice left in Zeal, but I think we're a little bit away from seeing the Hexagon Mist and her really heavy hitting things.
Yeah, that said, we really want to get this heal off with Frog. At least that way 2 people would live through the Hexagon Mist, even if Luca went down. You can't go down to 1 person. There it is. GG's to Beauty in Discovery. Excellent.
Okay, I can throw up now.
And a proud mama bear in chat as well. The mentor of Beauty and Discovery, Lord Batsy, very happy with their prodigal student here, who will be moving on to the final 4 of this here tournament.
Yeah, fantastic seeing the you know, being able to go from a wipe to, you know, just resetting up the party, getting everything you need, and just going right back into it and doing it as flawlessly as you can when the hands decide to get handsy.
Yeah. And on Choco's side, they just had the hell. I can't pronounce the word.
Halation.
Halation.
Yes. Thank you.
And Choco's in full send mode, not even bothering with the Mega Elixir.
Well,
Yeah,
probably waiting for that.
Buster.
Yeah, as you had said, waiting for the MP Buster. Did not get the hands getting handsy like Beauty did immediately after. But let's see if we can get Beauty in here for an interview. See if you know, that 60 seconds they've had to decompress and gather themselves. Maybe we can drag them in and see how they're feeling.
Yeah, Mount Woe stocks are, you know, are at an all-time low this season.
Yeah. while Denadero stocks are on an all-time high.
Are they?
I feel like most of the seeds in this tourney so far had something good on Denadero.
That's fair.
Yeah, a speed tab.
And
Besides-
GG's to Choco as well.
Besides the speed tab, Ceres. GG's Choco.
2.5 minutes separating our runners. What a race.
And I mean, Beauty never pet the cat, so we're gonna have to talk to Batsy about that.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a 2 minute and 34-second penalty.
Yes.
So unfortunately, I think that that's going to make Chocosura the winner tonight.
Yeah, I guess they must have both gotten mutant go mode too. They all fought all the mutants.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we've got Chocosura in here. GG Choco.
GG Choco.
GG.
So, how were you feeling when you finally got to put Ayla in your party?
Terrible, because I was looking for her for pretty much the entire seed. That's why I was making other character checks like Dactyl. And because I'm looking at my party, Luca, Maro, Frog, and I'm like, okay, one or two things is going to happen. If I get Omen Go mode, this party is very bad for that. So I need to find somebody who can actually do some physical damage. I knew Chrono was in the burrow, so I can just pretty much count him out. Probably could have ran with Robo, but those y'all who know me long enough, I do not like running Team Slowpoke, as I call them. So that's why I decided to try and look for Ayla, but I was getting everyone else instead.
And yeah, both of you ended up running with Ayla, and you can really see the power that she brings. You know, Blaze Kick just dunks everything. Fire Whirl is a problem solver.
Yeah, I mean, I was really looking for Ayla specifically for Blaze Kick, especially since I ended up with Omen Go mode, because I knew Fire Whirl wasn't gonna be of much use. Not after I speed tabbed Marl and she was killing everything anyway, so I didn't really need Fire Whirl at that point. But mainly I just feel that I made too many checks, and I think my well play pretty much lost me the race. Unless Beauty did it too.
No, Beauty did well. Beauty's in here. GG's Beauty.
GG's Beauty.
GG's. Very well run.
Thank you very much, and GG Chocosura.
GG.
Now, Beauty, have you figured out where the gate key was?
Is it Robo at Calf with it being in desert?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had the suspicion that was a play, but I thought it would sink me instead, and I'd go through everything else and pick up Moonstone or Robo's Ribbon, and then begrudgingly go back there. And instead, I just tripped into a 30-minute go mode, and didn't know what to do with that. Witness that terrible factory play to go get magic.
Were you at any point debating not unlocking magic through factory?
I definitely was, because obviously I had Blaze Kick, but I think my problem is when I saw Lapis's only rolled 108, I really felt like I need to pick up Heal on Frog. I do like Frog as a dedicated healer. Heal is so good, and so I was envisioning, lots of heals, support character there, and with Lapis not really putting out a lot of healing, that's where I was like, okay, I feel like I need that extra je ne sais quoi. Plus, if I did pick up like Leap Slash, which I didn't, you then have Drop Kick as like a backup if Luca needs to spend her turn to do.
Leap Slash was his last tech, I believe.
I feel like every time I roll with the Frog, that's happens.
Yeah.
That's why I dropped him. I rolled with Frog for maybe 75% of the seed, and then I saw his tech list.
Yeah, how can you not with a Grand Leon and Heroes Medal out the gate? I was just like, when I saw
you can't turn that down.
So good.
Grand Leon Star and a hero medal. You cannot turn that down.
Now, Beauty, how much of your
Okay.
success do you attribute to your lovely mentor, Lord Batsy?
Uh, Lord Batsy is a notorious Black Omen lover, and so she taught me to love the Omen as well. And so when we got Black Omen's my strongest go mode. Well, maybe tied with Magus Castle because of Legacy of Cyrus. Tyranno Lair is actually my worst, so I hate when those go modes show up. And so seeing Black Omen, I was very, very excited. There's lots of mandatory fights, good boss, good experience in there, and I know about 90% of the skips.
Yeah. And Choco, I think you were about to say something.
Oh no.
Yeah, we've had some pretty rough healing item rando today. I mean, we had like 7 MP ethers, last seed. The lapises here were quite sad. The
Yeah.
mid tonics were like 108 or something.
Mechanics were 180 this seed. Lapis
Yeah.
was 108. Full tonics was, I think, 360 or 320.
Speaking of, Man and Machine taught me that full tonics does not mean full heal. I'm used to
That
full
is correct.
ethers being a
See?
full heal, so I just like dropped them to. I didn't even look at how much they healed, and I went and I was like, "Wait, why are they only at 300?" and got absolutely annihilated. So taking that wipe at Mammon had me absolutely sweating bullets. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And
still
that is
managed to
one
pull it out.
reason. That is one reason why I tend to run the walking full tonic moral, because if I see 300 some full tonics, I can't deal with that. I'd rather have aura. At least I know it's
I
full.
got to learn that tonight.
Yeah.
Shout outs, by the way, to your Zeal fight, your Zeal 3 fight, Beauty, where despite your queued up Mega Elixir, the hands still got off a turn between Halation and Mega Elixir.
I think my neighbors heard me yell no at my computer screen when that happened. I was so annoyed, but thank goodness for those haste specs. Those were really goated, and I'm glad that I swapped them over for the Mammon Machine. Getting faster Blaze kits felt a lot better than faster heal opportunities off of Prague.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone out there whose tummy is hurting after these 2 wild races, Jets of Time is sponsored by Pepto-Bismol.
I can see phones chats now.
Yeah.
But yeah, do either of you have anything that you wanna shout out or complain about or brag about?
I will say this: after the previous race I witnessed, this felt like one of those seas where I have it pretty much was where I had one piece of every single go mode, and it got me thinking, this is going to be one of those, and I'm probably going to lose because I'm going to get go mode too late. But I mean, it was close though. It was very close. When I saw the dot done, I was like, oh. What team did you use, by the way?
I was Frog, Luca, and Ayla.
Frog, Luca, Ayla.
Yeah, when I saw Ayla, that's exactly who I wanted. And I kind of debated for half a second, and I think at that point, Marl just really hadn't picked up anything. And prior to, Ayla had triple kick. Frog with the Grand Leon and the medal, I went ahead and just kept him.
Yeah. And then as soon as Beauty got Ayla, they did factory for Magic.
Okay. See, the reason why I kept Marl is because she had a pretty decent loadout from the start with Ice 2, so I figured I might as well use her. I mean, Ice 2 and what else did she have? Provoke and something else, Life 2.
Yeah.
Is not really a bad loadout, so and Luca had Fire 2, so I figured I might as well keep those two and Antipode 2 everything, and use Frog for, normal attacks because of the Grand Leon and Hero Metal.
Oh yeah, I was absolutely loving Antipode 2
yeah.
out of the gate, along with the Grand Leon. It like the start of the game was absolutely cooking.
Oh yeah,
It was
early games.
ridiculous
Yeah.
how much damage.
It was a frog lover's dream.
Yeah.
I think shout out to Jerky being the wonder shot. Very fun to hold at that. Hold X as a viable, true, honest to goodness damage dealing strategy. Because with this party, it felt like that for a little while, and then obviously need AOE here and there. But yeah, wonder shot and Grand Leon was doing sweet damage.
Oh, Jerky turned into the Wonder Shot?
It did, yeah. Which of course another one popped up and it made it
Yeah.
not so special anymore. But still, it was very fun to have that earlier.
I saw that Jerky and I thought about it. I noped out of it though.
Yeah, I thought about noping out of it because what this party didn't really need it, but I've seen like vigil hats and haste helms, and I think that's really what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
If I'd seen a rainbow, I might have just gone for Magus Castle Gomo to get that chrono out of spite.
And Beauty, you just went straight. You didn't bother checking the prism shards. So if you're going through all that and you end up with a jerky, you're definitely going to see what your consolation prize was.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. I tend to be the kind of person, I don't like to peek. I feel like it's spent time. Obviously it pays out well, but when it is something good, I feel like it just is smoother to go ahead and run it from the start, and it pays out and it doesn't, and ultimately it really didn't, right? That wonder shot didn't really make a difference. But that's just kind of my philosophy. Same thing, you'll never see me go into Burrow to check the character.
Oh, you don't check the character?
Very, very rarely.
Yeah,
I know it's quick. I know half the time you spend time in desert anyways, but oh man, I figure I'll figure out by method of deduction.
Interesting. I check. Only reason why I check Burrow is just for the information. That's the only reason why I check it.
Yeah, I think maybe if I had like an early prism shard or prism shell, and like I didn't know where Marl is, it's kind of useful to know she's there so that it really truly will be useless. But a lot of cases, I just don't feel that it's 100% worth it personally. My method.
When did you get the pendant? Did you?
Very, very early.
Yeah,
I think
you stuck to 600 and 1,000.
Yeah, I think I had go mode in under a half hour.
Well, you never found the gate key, did you?
Nope.
Well,
Found the gate key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very stressful being the commentators and probably the audience too, seeing, you see Choco getting that robo in back of Cathedral and it leading to the gate key, and you wonder, is that going to be it for Beauty? And then you see Beauty getting that pendant.
Yeah, while you're on WoW.
Oh,
And-
okay. See,
Yeah,
part of me did not want to do woe, but the other part of me was thinking, okay, maybe I can find, because I think I had, what was it? I had one part of go mode before woe, didn't I?
you have Dreamstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking some type of go mode was up there, but
No, I thought you just had gate key at that point.
was it just gate key?
Yeah, it was.
Let me check my tracker. I think it was.
I think
Yeah, it was just gate key.
I think it's the other part of Sword.
No, the Dreamstone was on woe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because I remember yelling internally that when I saw that Dreamstone, oh gosh.
Yeah, at that point when you were at WoW, it was either that, the pendant was a 50-50 chance watching it.
I was also thinking that too, that the pendant could be up there if the seed
Yeah.
decided to be cheeky and put it up there. Then
Yeah.
I thought maybe I might have a little advantage, but nope. I'm sitting here in one part of every single go mode, and yeah. I thought my gameplay was pretty decent this one, all things considered.
I mean, it had to be for you to make it as close as
Yeah.
you went.
Yeah, to be only 2 minutes behind,
Yeah.
I think it was pretty decent, considering who I had.
Yeah, as someone who has watched you play a lot of different randos for, going on 6 or so years now, it's no surprise to see your gameplay being incredible in this, as it is in so many other things. So
Yeah.
always a joy to watch, Choco.
Thanks.
And for anybody who's watching, if you're interested in learning Jets of Time, we are still taking signups for the Gato Cup, which is a newbie event where you get paired with mentors. If you don't want all that responsibility, you can just join our Discord and hang out with us and learn and ask questions. Very nice community in here. It lets you play Chrono Trigger over and over again. So what's not to love?
Shout out to the Gato Cup. Very fun opportunity to not only learn to play the game, but also to meet new people. Ceres, Sigil, and myself are all products of that. I came in second to Drinks Glue. Those two were top two next season, and so it's a very fun opportunity to not only play, but like I said, get to know some of the people in the community and see how great they are. So highly recommended for someone who has been through the program.
And if you win the Gato Cup, it's okay if you lose the very first round of this tournament.
I wish Glue had joined just to see if that is universal, but alas.
And
Well-
I do want to throw a shout out to, we've got Fitz, who's been doing a lot of the stuff in the background, restreaming and handling a lot of the admin work. As the alleged co-admin of this tournament, I'm doing 1% of the work that Fitz is doing. So thank you to Fitz. And I don't remember who we had tracking, but thank you them.
I believe DragonLadyK was tracking Ceres.
Did you force her to do that, Sigil?
No. For once, I did not. Maybe. I might have.
Yeah, any last shout outs from anyone?
Thank you very much for the crew. Always fun to play, especially fun to have the opportunity to be featured through your volunteer work to put on the show. So much appreciated. And shout out to Chocosura. GG's again on a great race. Look forward to the next opportunity to race against you again.
Yeah, GG. I look forward to it.
And thank you guys for putting on such a great show.
No problem.
I will be sending you an invoice for the stomach medicine.
You could put it on Fitz's tab.
All right. Thank you to my wonderful commentators, co-commentators, Possumorpheus and Sigil. And if this is anything like the last race I commented, it's just the stream is going to abruptly end and Fitz is going to tell me I can stop talking. So I'm going to say my final goodbye.
This time, Ceres, this time the Restreamer was Pyrexia.
Okay. Thank you, Pyrexia.
All right, well, I'm gonna hop off because I gotta go to work in the morning too.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.